AITA for refusing to babysit my niece after my sister asked me to do it at the last minute? I, 29F, have a bit of a family dilemma, and I'm feeling conflicted about whether I'm in the wrong here, so I'd appreciate some perspective. I've always had a good relationship with my sister, 34F, but she's definitely the more spontaneous and disorganized one, and I'm the more planned and responsible sibling. She has a 4-year-old daughter, Emma, and I absolutely adore my niece. She's funny, sweet, and I love spending time with her. Here's the situation. Last week, my sister called me up around 2 p.m. and asked if I could come over and watch Emma for a few hours that evening because she and her husband, who I'll call Ben, had last-minute tickets to a concert. She said they'd been planning this for months, but didn't realize they had nobody to watch Emma until the day of. I was a little taken aback by the short notice, but figured I could help out, except for the fact that I already had plans that evening. I've been juggling a lot at work, and I had promised myself a quiet night in to recharge, especially since I've been feeling a little burned out lately. I told my sister I couldn't babysit because I already had plans, but she started to insist, saying she'd really appreciate it and that Emma would be fine with me. She just needed someone to watch her for a few hours. I gently told her that I wasn't available, and that I thought it was a bit last minute to be asking me to babysit in the first place. I also mentioned that I needed some downtime, as I've been feeling pretty drained lately. That's when she got upset and started saying that I was being selfish, and that family helps family. She said that she didn't have many other options, and that this concert was important for her and Ben to unwind. She even threw in that I never seemed to make time for her and Emma, and that this would be a perfect chance for us to bond.
I ended up sticking to my decision and politely told her I couldn't help. I wasn't trying to be cruel, but I genuinely needed that time for myself. Since then, she's been texting me with passive-aggressive messages about how nice it is to know where I stand, and I guess I'll just have to find someone else who actually cares about their niece. She also told me that she didn't realize I was so busy, and that if I really cared about her, I'd prioritize her needs. She also mentioned that Ben's mom, who's not exactly close to me, had agreed to watch Emma last minute, and I should have done the same. Now, I'm feeling kind of guilty, but at the same time, I don't think it's unreasonable for me to want to keep my plans. I don't know what she expected, especially with such little notice, and I don't want to be taken for granted either. So AITA for refusing to babysit my niece when it was last minute and I already had plans? Thank you all so much for the feedback. I really appreciate the perspectives and suggestions you've shared. I want to clarify a few things because I realize some details weren't clear in my original post. First off, I absolutely love my niece. She's amazing and I adore spending time with her whenever I can. I also love my sister, but she's always been the type to leave things to the last minute and then rely on others to pick up the slack, especially when it comes to taking care of Emma. This isn't the first time I've been put in a situation where I'm expected to drop everything because she's in a bind, and while I understand that life happens, it's been a pattern that's worn on me a bit. I know some of you suggested that I could have been more understanding, and I definitely see that side of it. I'm not trying to be cold or unsupportive, but I've been feeling really burnt out lately, and I had already made plans for some much-needed downtime. It's not that I didn't want to help, it just felt like the timing was off, especially given the last-minute request and the fact that I've been juggling a lot of stress at work. So AITA?